Last night in a game against the Warriors, it was obviously a blowout. We're not gonna talk too much about the game itself, but there was a crucial point in the game, in the fourth quarter to be exact, where Russell Westbrook received a technical foul. His 13th for the season. Actually, he actually leads the league in technical fouls this year. Where he was grabbing a rebound against Damian Lee. I don't know if you saw the clip. Did you see the video of like the whole entire?
I didn't see the whole exchange. I saw an exchange with the bench, but I actually didn't see the play that initiated it.
So the play that took place, essentially, I watched it. So he grabbed the rebound and he bowled Damian Lee, but it wasn't like a hard like he wasn't as aggressive as a bowl as they make it seem. Yeah, he bowled him a little, but he bowled him to let him know he was there. He didn't hit him in the face or nothing. And Damian Lee, I don't know why people ain't talking about this as much. Damian Lee overreacted to that play because if you watch the video, you see there was a delay from the time that Russell Westbrook elbowed him and from the time that Damian Lee reacted to that elbow. And people are going they're going off more so on Russell than they are against other players. And I don't want to act like I'm being biased because
his star power though. At the end of the day, Damian Lee, that don't lead. You can't talk about Damian Lee and people are like, oh my God, I want to click on that.
I know, but
it's got to be about Russell.
But I know, but my thing is they making, like Russell said, they're making him seem like the bad guy because following that, that's when he held the ball and I can't name the other. It's like Tusano or something like that for the Warriors. You can't name these Warriors players now.
They just pulling these guys out the bargain bin at this point.
Really, and he snatched the ball out of Russell's hand. So Russell kind of got in his face a little bit. And then it kind of like just kept spiraling out of control where like other players were getting not too much to where it was like a violent spiral out of control, but like Russell was getting in the face of other players' faces. And as he was sitting there at the corner three, as he separated from the other two Warriors players, Klay Thompson and Marquise Chris, people wasn't talking about that either. People was kind of focused on Klay Thompson saying something to him. And Marquise Chris, who's being blocked by a security guard, is vividly mouthing off at Russell, which I think he was the person that caught Russell's attention when he got over there anyways. Because Russell was just sitting there with his hands on his hands on his legs.
Somebody definitely said something to him that made him turn around.
Yeah, because Russell is a very competitive player, but I think a lot of people like misjudge him as just a person that's just like who tries to bully people and just like is just aggressive for no reason, just a jerk. But Marquise Chris, if you watch the footage, he is vividly like jabbing his mouth at Russell Westbrook. And you can see the security guard like kind of blocking him off. Andrew Wiggins is there in the frame too, but he's just looking at him. Klay Thompson basically like just looking at him like, come on, man. Like just like talk. He was talking a little bit, but not as much as Marquise Chris. And following that, so you seen that part. Following that, that's when Russell Westbrook was trying to walk away and security guard was trying to hold him back and he bumped into Kevon Looney, who he was bumped into underneath the basket as well with Damian Lee. So it kind of spiraled out of control and Russell ended up getting ejected from the game because of that. Like I said, I think it was Lee overreacted to that. I think it's 15 or 13 technical fouls it takes for you to get
suspended for a game.
Yeah.
I think it's 15.
And as we are getting close to the playoffs, could this be a problem for the Rockets? Because like I said, Russell is leading the league right now with 13 techs for the season. Could this be a problem for the Rockets going forward? I'll just throw it to you. What do you think?
I think it could be because, Westbrook's got a hot temper. He just 100% in everything, full speed, full throttle, high emotion. And sometimes that emotion gets the best of him. When he just gets irritated, he just wants to yell and get in people's faces and throw some bows. Maybe some bows throwing a little bit more aggressive than others. But still, stuff like that, you just got to be more aware of where you stand in terms of, oh, okay, I'm one tech away from getting suspended, and this is, crunch time. We got to make sure that we keep a home court advantage and that we maximize our placement in the playoffs because placement in the playoffs is really important in the West because, 1 or 2 games, you go from having home court advantage to not having home court advantage and having to play one of these LA teams or something like that. Yeah. And you definitely don't want to do that in the first round. And really, if you want to get in that 3 spot, in my opinion, so you don't have to play the 1 seed. So I think that anything that's going to cause them to miss out players, especially with the small ball lineup, because Russell Westbrook is imperative for that to actually work.
He's been shining.
He has been. Because this is really the first time he's ever played with real spacing. Because in OKC, he didn't really have it with Andre Robertson and Steven Adams. And then, obviously, in Houston, where he's been there with Clint Capella, he's never truly had a paint this wide open before. He's never played with a big that can shoot,
And we're
or
seeing
just no big in
and
general.
we're seeing him taking less threes and
Mhm.
actually attacking the paint more. He's playing more to his
There's no
strengths.
reason not to. I mean, I watched that full Lakers game. That's the only game I've watched from start to finish since they had traded away Clint Capella. And that was actually their first game.
Yeah.
I mean, he was dominant because even though he's not a great shooter, the fact that there's no back help because it's 5 out means that you kind of want to back up because Westbrook will blow by you. That
He's
first
quick.
step is too quick. So you got to back up. Even though he's not a great shooter, he's pretty good at that 15 to 18 footer mid-range shot.
He is.
So he was killing people with that. And so now you got to step up and then right by you. My bad. But
Sickly child.
flu season, what can you do? Hashtag flu game. But, I mean, he's been killing it. I think that he'll probably be fine. He's a smart guy. He recognizes that this is an important period in the season. And I think that he'll probably act accordingly.
Do you think Russell kind of gets a bad rep, and do you think he's always being painted as a bad guy? Because that's what, after the game interview, he made that point saying that like he does take responsibility for his actions, for the way he acted. He said he's going like trying to watch himself a little bit more, but for what the media paint him, because I see it myself, and me and you kind of had a discussion about this before, how the media paints him to be a bad guy. Do you agree with that sentiment?
I can see that because, again, it's just part of his personality. Now I do what I want. Whatever I want to do, I'm going to do it. The way he plays, why not? It's just his brand to be a challenger. And when you're a challenger, you got to be a bad guy. That means you got to challenge what people say. Like, people say, don't shoot so much. Like, well, screw you. I'm going to keep chugging threes. I shoot 23%. Okay, then I'm going to make 23 out of 100 threes then. Like, forget it. It don't matter. Or just the way he plays in general. People think I'm a stat pattern. Oh, that's cool. I'll keep getting triple doubles. I don't care. Oh, KD said he couldn't win with me. Okay, I'm going to win without KD. He's a challenger. And that's a good thing because it shows that he's not somebody who's going to run from adversity. But at the same time, a person who doesn't run from adversity feeds off of adversity. And that kind of comes with the terrain where people will think, this guy, he's a little off kilter.
I don't know. I think in the league, in the softer league that we in right now, it's like with his style of play, like you said, with his aggressiveness, with his tenacity, which makes him, that's why he's my favorite player right now, and he has been for the past couple years. With the heart and soul and passion he puts into this game, many can confuse that and see that as anger and kind of see him as the bad guy. But he's really playing the game with his passion and his full heart. And because, like I said, in this game, in this day and age of the basketball era we live in, it's not as many aggressive players with the kind of mentality that we see with a Russell Westbrook or just players that we see of old. I mean, you can point to Giannis. Giannis can't play with the same aggressiveness and kind of that mentality of just a dog, like just no friends. He's trying to win.
And that's part of the terrain. You look at all the bad guys, all the people who play with that killer mentality where they're just ultra competitive and want to kill you have always been looked at like that. Kobe, Patrick Beverly, Marcus Morris, Bill Laimbeer, Russell Westbrook. I mean, Bill Laimbeer is obviously an older example, but just people like that are people who just make you look at them as a bad guy because they come at you with this passion and this energy, and they just want to crush you.
Jordan, how you forget Jordan?
I mean,
the biggest one of them all. But even him, he wasn't painted as a bad guy.
Jordan wasn't a bad guy?
I mean, but he was a bad guy based off like how good he was.
After them kids?